Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey. Yay. Can't you tell my computer screen's not fixed yet? Yay. Well, I did go by the Apple store and ask them how long it would take, and they nicely let me know they don't fix anything in-house anymore. It's all sent off at this particular store. Yay! So I have to get in a point with my work where I can let her go. So I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. Today, so you guys know if you're on YouTube, by the way, if you aren't on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the ring bell so you can get notified when I go live with these, because generally I premiere them. You could probably tell by my focal point that I am still working off of looking up to the heavens to see. For folks who haven't caught the last couple of episodes, I broke my LCD or the screen on my laptop. I crunched it with the earring, long story. And I use my son's old flat screen TV as a monitor for now. And I had to look up. That was long. Okay. Here's what we're going to talk about today, friends. Here's what we are going to talk about today. We are going to be talking about you have too many rules, and all those rules don't serve you. They don't. So we're going to talk about how you got the rules, what to do now, what are good rules to keep around. We're going to talk about all those things. We are almost at the end of the year. I do want to give y'all a shout out and a thank you for rocking with me all of 2023. I think we just have 2 episodes left, and then we're going into 2024, which I cannot wait. This is a perfect message for you before you get to 2024. We do not want to take all these cockamamie rules into 2024. So I'm going to talk to you where I think these rules come from. Nicola Jane Hobbs has this quote, and I'm going to read it to you. And I think this is where rules come from. Growing up, I never knew a relaxed woman. Successful woman, yes. Productive woman, plenty. Anxious and afraid and apologetic women, heaps of them. But relaxed women, at ease women, women who didn't dissect their days into half-hour slots of productivity, women who prioritize rest and pleasure and play, women who aren't afraid to take up space in the world, women who give themselves unconditional permission to relax without guilt, without apology, without feeling like they need to earn it. I'm not sure I've ever met a woman like that, but I'd like to become one. Well, friends, in 2023, I feel like I became a relaxed woman. Here's part of the way that I did it. I let go of a lot of my rules. I questioned a lot of my rules. I 100% believe that the path to being relaxed, i.e. not worrying, i.e. not being as anxious, is to let go of all the things you think are keeping you safe that actually aren't. So before I go any further, I do want to say this. I am not telling you to ignore your intuition or personal safety. No, that's not what I'm saying. I do want you to question if you are uptight or trying to protect yourself from things that could have happened decades ago that are no longer serving you, that are no longer happening, that you may not even be consciously aware of, to bring this into your consciousness and then decide what you want to do. Because, and I was talking to my best friend today, and it's funny, I told her the podcast I was doing, and she's like, yeah, because we have all these rules for other people, what that looks like. Because contrary to popular belief, adding rules does not protect you. It does not center you as the most important person in your life, which you should be. You know what it does? It keeps you from being who you really could be and you want to be. And it also keeps you narrow, and it doesn't have you opening up yourself. So let's talk about what rules are. Rules are the things we create when our hearts have been broken and we absolutely never want it to happen again. Well, I don't date guys with kids. I don't know how y'all in your 40s can even say that, because everybody got kids. I don't date guys with kids because 3 guys ago, I dated somebody with kids and we broke up and he never let me see the kids again. And that is a rule. That was that guy. That was the version of you that was in that situation. You're not even that same person, and we can't put that on all men. We use rules as subtle ways to give up on the possibility that things can be different. And what's more important is we negate possibilities ever being able to change or be different. We confuse safety and security with absolutes, and we suffer as a result. We suffer from our own rules. This podcast is for you. If you have rules like, I don't go anywhere during the week, I can't call in sick, especially when I'm sick, I can't do anything until I finish these projects. And y'all know the projects are never ending. It's like the never ending story. Oh, I don't do that. I don't date people who. I don't eat this. I don't go there. I don't. Again, disclaimer. If your intuition is telling you something, I cannot argue with you on that. If you have a strong instinct, but I do think it is good for us to question some of the ways we got to these understandings. Some of your rules come because you are avoiding embarrassment. Something happened where you felt ashamed and people may have made fun of you. Y'all, some of these rules come from literal grade school. And you still have that rule. Rules keep you from newness, new experiences, things transforming. It's okay if you don't like something, but if you have a rule about it, you might want to try it again and you might like it. Here's the thing about people with a lot of rules. They aren't fun to be around. You feel their anxiety. It makes you not at ease. They tell you about, well, be careful for this, be careful for this, be careful for this, be careful for this. So I'm going to tell you, I went on a trip, and you all, I always sit cross-legged. What do you call it? Lotus. We can't say Indian style anymore. So I sit cross-legged, and I sit cross-legged at tables. And I was at a table and the woman said to me, you shouldn't sit like this because it'll mess with your blood pressure. Well, y'all, I don't have any issues with my blood pressure. As a matter of fact, when I go to the doctor is like, your blood pressure is superb. That person could be, it's probably true. But constantly needing to tell someone, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that, is not about you telling the person not to do it. sometimes it's a compulsion that we have to not miss an opportunity to say something because of what's happened in the past. I didn't say this to this person and this thing happened. And it only takes one thing. So let's talk about some of the situations that have come up. Okay, here's a rule that I think really applies at work. I've heard this a few times. So we believe at work, if a person doesn't do something a certain way, then we cannot get things done. And I know y'all are yelling at the thing. No, seriously. No, that's actually not true. Your brain has told you a story that you don't want to be potentially uncomfortable and that you can't comfortably do this. So since you can't comfortably do it, it can't get done. And I want y'all to be honest with yourselves in any area of your life. We detest discomfort. Instead of saying, I can do it, but it's going to feel uncomfortable, I might have to have an uncomfortable conversation. I might not get all the approval that I want. We instead say, oh, we can't do it. People do not need to change for you to get things done. Now, I'm sure there's an exception to this rule, but I want you to think about a coworker who's actually been, what do you call it? Like you all are laterally are the same. They're not a supervisor, they're a coworker. And that you feel like you can't do it because you have to assert yourself, or you may need to not say anything and do it anyway. But the discomfort of doing that makes you so fucking angry that you decide you can't do it. You might have to go around somebody. You know, a friend and I went walking the other day, and it was very interesting. We actually walked up to our high school has been rebuilt. It's been moved and rebuilt, and we walked on the grounds of it, and there was like it was kind of locked. We had to go around it. So I walked around the lock, and she actually bent herself, kind of contorted a little bit, and like went, you know, it's like a gate. I walked around the gate. She contorted herself to get through the gate. And I kind of laughed about it because I was like, I could have contorted myself to get through the gate, but I just rather walk around it. Well, we got to do that with people sometimes. Sometimes we have to strategize around situations. Sometimes we have to be more courageous or bold than we really want to be. And sometimes we got to be okay if this person has mounted a campaign against us and how we're doing it differently. And I think the biggest thing to let go of is believing it'll always stay the same. Like when I encounter a difficult situation, I pretty automatically begin to journal. I know this is going to get better. I know this is going to get better. And when I sit in that optimism of knowing it's going to get better, I don't care what it is. I sit in that optimism of knowing it's going to get better. It gives me some of that access to that relaxed me. And I recognize that part of what I'm reacting to is not what's happening, but the story I'm telling myself about what is happening. I want to say that again. Half the time, we aren't reacting to what's actually happening. We are reacting to the story we're telling ourselves that about what's happening. So, like, this shouldn't be happening to me is what I'm reacting to instead of what is actually happening. I want y'all to remember this next time you go through something difficult. Like, am I reacting to what's happening, or am I reacting to the story that I'm saying it should not be happening? If I believe it's gonna get better, I really cannot think of one situation that I have been in that's difficult where I haven't put the believe it's gonna get better rule, that's a useful rule, believe it's gonna get better rule, and it hasn't gotten better, okay? Here's another big one. Here's a rule a lot of y'all have. I can only have fun once work is done. This is the boo hiss rule. Boo hiss, boo hiss. I'm going to tell y'all one thing I have learned in these almost 47 years of life. I must program in fun every day to my day. And when I put fun in my day, I actually am more efficient, more effective. I get more done. Like stop, drop, and have fun. More is done. The other thing is because I am so fun focused, I am always scanning my environment for fun. Do y'all do that? Do you even know what fun is? Have you made a list of what is fun to you? Like, what is it that you like doing and how could you put that in your day? I don't care if you're in grad school. I don't care even if you're in grad school, even if you're a caregiver to your parent. What is a way that you can still put fun in? If you're having a difficult time in your relationship, what is a way that you can put fun in? Fun will make you more productive. Fun actually helps it to be easier for you to get things done. So we're going to let go of the rule. I can only have fun once everything is done because everything is usually never done. Okay. You know, every episode is sponsored by my weight loss course, Half Life Weight Loss for Women Over 40. So I want to let you hear more about it. Hey, I'm Coach Kim, and I'm your last weight loss coach. But I've cracked the code. 65 pounds of weight loss later, and I can teach you how to keep weight off because I'm going to teach you all about the thing you really want, which is lasting weight loss. All about my weight loss program. It's called Half Life Weight Loss. Learn how to stop overeating, lose weight, and gain yourself back for successful women over 40. And you better know successful is an acronym that we'll talk about all in my course. But here's the deal. With Half Life Weight Loss, you're going to get 15 plus hours of instructional videos that you can listen to any time of the day or night. They're yours to listen to as you want. You're going to get a workbook that's going to help you answer all those questions to get you to lasting weight loss. Email support. Okay. I'm going to check in on you via email every now and then. An audio version of the course. So think about it. You're going to already get a video version, right? That you're going to be able to watch, but you're going to get an audio version to take with you on a walk or in the car or when you're doing the dishes. I'm also going to include a downloadable 75 things to do other than overeat. Because with Half Life Weight Loss, I have really 3 goals for you. Learn how to not overeat, which results in lasting weight loss if you continue. Learn all the other things you'd rather do than overeating, and learn how to remember who you truly are. All right. No one does it better than me. So I want to see you here to get it done. You to press go. I want you to do this for yourself. This is the best time to lose weight. You are the best version of you to lose weight. And I'm going to help you every step of the way. It's time to upgrade your solution. And I got you. Half Life Weight Loss is going to help you gain your whole self back. I got you. All right. Can't wait to see you on the inside. All right. We're back. Remember, if you want to know more about Half Life Weight Loss, you can go to kimarrington.com/free weight class. Let's get back to the podcast. And here's one, number 3. Your trauma has misinformed you. Your past trauma has misinformed you about relationships. And I have a whole category when it comes to men. Friends, in 2024, I am going to be doing some podcasts about how we view men, what we think about men, because I don't like how we are spending a lot of our emotional energy on the men who have hurt us instead of focusing on the men who want the best for us. We'll talk about that in 2024, okay? But let's talk about how your trauma has misinformed you. And even before I go into that, sometimes it's not even your trauma, it's what your friends told you, it's what your aunt told you, it's the trauma, it's listening to the traumas of others that has you misinformed. I have this thing where I talk about, and I've said this a lot of times on the podcast, if you trust yourself, if you trust your boundaries, I'm going to put in boundaries with your damn self, that podcast, if you believe that you are the center of your safety, then and you may even go to get help, a helper who helps you look at your trauma, right? And it even helps establish, it's something I help my clients with, help them to establish what the center of their safety is, which it comes from them and not anybody else. Then what has bothered you, what has devastated you can actually transform. The things that had me so in bondage years ago no longer have me in bondage. The ways that I used to feel about things, I no longer feel about those things because I took time to look at them, to process them, to do all those things. You have to realize that your relationship to the past, your relationship to what's happened to you in the past can change. And one of the ways that happens is that we begin to take away some of the emphasis on the past being predictive about what is going to happen in the present and ultimately the future. We decide that just because this happened to me this way doesn't mean it will always happen that way for me forever. And that I can actually do the work to center safety so deeply in myself that when I meet this great person and they don't live up to what I want them to be, that I know that other great people will come, or that this person, when I put up my boundary, may decide that I am so valuable that they make a change on their own. They hear me, they listen to me, and they decide to do something different. And they come back and show me that evidence of that difference. Another big one with this one, too, is having enough friends, enough people in your life that they are healthy enough to call out your rules. They are healthy enough to call out your rules. They see what you're bothered about and they say to themselves, "Hey, I noticed that you've been really bothered about this. Can we look at this and figure out what's going on? Because I'm not sure that there may be some other ways to see this." And that's what's so good about a coach, is good about listening to this podcast, is I basically call out what y'all believe to be true so that you can embrace something that really supports you. So let's talk about some rule yum, some good rules to have, okay? Because I don't want you to think that you're not allowed to have standards. Of course you are. But you need to look at your standards. Y'all got the standard around short men. Y'all need to really look at that standard. That standard is keeping some of y'all single. I respect and value myself, and that completely shapes how other people see me. I don't need for everyone to agree with me, and I welcome conversations at times where people do not always agree with me. I'm willing to have difficult conversations, period, where I lead with I statements. I feel this way. Not you did this. You, like, when this happens, I feel this way. I have healthy and meaningful fun regularly. Energy matters to me. I show up with good energy, and other folks do too. I love doing things that make me feel connected to myself and others. Remember, we're talking about rule yum, good rules. I love to move because moving makes me feel good. Did I say exercise? No, I said I love to move. Moving makes me feel good. And I move in ways that do that. I appreciate this conversation but my heart needs to keep things light right now. I know you understand. That's the rule where things get a little too overheated and you're like, yeah, I appreciate it. My heart needs to keep things light. I create multiple daily opportunities to have fun or me time or whatever you need. So I want you to think about making a list of your rules and things that you don't even know. Like when you make a list, you bring it conscious, you get to see, and then like challenge one of them. Well, I don't date people who have kids. And then you kind of open up your circle to people who have kids. Or I don't go out during the week because of work. Well, you decide to go out with a friend during the week. This is kind of a short one today. Because I'm breaking my rules and I'm gonna go have a boozy co-working session with some friends. Shout out to the friends who I shall not name. All right. I want you to think about this week ways that you can be less rigid, where you can have more fun, where you can look at some of your beliefs and decide that they're outdated and that you are going to start the new year with a new outlook about being more open, being more flexible. You're going to listen to yourself this week when you're talking and you're going to hear some of those rules. You're going to get out your phone and write it down and you're going to kind of like journal, like, do I still feel this way? Do I still think this way? Is this true for me? Okay. So you guys know I close every single podcast with an affirmation. And this one came to me so easily. I easily let go of things that no longer serve me. I easily let go of things that no longer serve me. I easily let go of things that no longer serve me. Some of the rules that we're having, all the things to keep safe. You guys know this person, right? The person who's like, oh, be careful for this. You can let go of that. You can gradually let go of it, or this is my new thing I'm going to talk to you all about in 2024. You can quantum leap into change. You can quantum jump into change. You can let go of it and drop it instantly and change completely. So I want you this week to make a list of rules, try to challenge one or two of them and see how you feel. I guarantee you that you will feel free. You will feel excited. You will feel a little naughty. You will feel like, oh, this opens me up to seeing things in a different way. So, all right, y'all, have a good one. Join me next week. Go listen to another podcast. Tell someone else about the podcast. Can't wait to talk to you next week. Bye.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good, good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to KimArrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around, there's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors. And you damn sure don't lie to your life coach.